Some news breaking in. The government has actually announced that tomorrow all public schools, that is primary and secondary schools, will remain closed, with the Ministry of Education and saying that they will announce the resumption of learning in the aforesaid schools upon assessment of the security situation in the course of the day tomorrow. At the same time, ambassadors and high commissioners in the country have actually issued a statement regarding the demonstration, saying that they recognize the daily hardship faced by many Kenyans, at the same time urging all parties to table their concerns through a meaningful dialogue and to resolve their differences peacefully to build the nation together, ensuring no further loss of life. The joint statement by the ambassadors was actually issued by the countries of Australia, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Ukraine, United States of America, Canada, Finland, Ireland, Norway, Switzerland, and United Kingdom. Now moving on, the Law Society of Kenya has said that it is willing and ready to offer expert mediators to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing the nation. While addressing the press today at the LSK Secretariat grounds in Nairobi, LSK, led by its president Eric Theuri, called on all citizens, government officials, and other stakeholders to answer to the call for national dialogue. Here's our very own Tess Njenga with that report.
The Law Society of Kenya Council has expressed concern over the widespread cases of violence and allegations of unnecessary use of violence through firearms by the police during recent anti-government protests. Speaking at a press briefing at their Lavington, Nairobi offices, LSK President Eric Theuri said the right to peaceful protests plays a critical role in a society so as to present petitions. He, however, noted that the right to peaceful protests does not give protesters the right to engage in destructive activities which also diminish the impact of protests.
It is a right that is guaranteed under Article 37 of the Kenyan Constitution, which provides every person has the right peacefully and unarmed to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and to present petitions to public authorities.
The LSK president has asked law enforcement agencies to observe the principles of democracy and human rights during protests. This follows allegations of excessive use of force, unlawful arrests, deaths, and brutality by the police during the last protests. Theuri noted that the policing of protests must seek to facilitate peaceful assembly, and any use of force should be used in accordance to the principles of legality, necessity, and professionalism to avert tension.
It was evident on the Wednesday of 12th July 2023 that there were instances of excessive use of force, unlawful arrests, threats increased in number, intensity, and brutality, with some of the cases resulting in fatalities, serious injuries, and damage to property.
The society is now calling upon the Independent Police Oversight Authority (IPOA) to conduct thorough investigations on the deaths and injuries sustained in the protests, as well as the use of live ammunition by the police.
Due to the number of deaths and injuries that have occurred by the use of force by the police in the last protest, we call upon the Independent Police Oversight Authority to conduct prompt, thorough, independent, and transparent investigations into the deaths and injuries, as well as the use of force and live ammunition by the police.
The LSK president has also appealed for calm in the interest of Kenya and called for open national dialogue to address socio-economic and political grievances so as to find a lasting solution. He urged political parties to put aside their differences and embrace respectful conversations, offering to facilitate expert mediators to smoothen the peace process.
We appeal on all of us to seize this moment of social awakening and unite as one nation, committed to equal justice, fairness, and the preservation of human dignity.
The Law Society has offered to mediate between the government and the opposition so as to end the endless protests in the country. The society has also expressed concern over the use of excessive force by the police while dispersing protests, further calling upon Kenyans to embrace unity in the country. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Tess Njenga.